Thanks for tuning in. Join us as we navigate the growing Cleveland film scene. Learn from the movers and shakers of movie makers in Northeast Ohio. See how they keep themselves busy, who they are, and how they do it. So, on the show today, I'm about to butcher another name, I'm sure. This one should be a little bit easier. First name should be easy, but I'm going to try that one first. Jessica, right?
Yeah.
All right, Jessica's the right first name. Now, Hallis?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, wow, okay. That was...
I know, I'm surprised.
That's a show first for me to be able to get somebody's name right. We're learning. But you're also learning too, right? You're a younger filmmaker. You've done some directing. Looks like you've worked in a lot of different facets based on what I've seen online. But tell us a little bit. Introduce yourself to the people at home. What's your thing? What do you do?
Okay, so my name is Jessica Hallis. I mostly focus on directing and acting. I kind of narrowed it down. I do a lot of camera work as well. I'm a freelance videographer.
Nice.
So that's kind of like my main source of income. Right now, kind of at a standstill like everyone else, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that for about 2 years now. I just came into the Cleveland film scene about, I'd say almost a year and a half ago.
Where were you before that?
So I'm originally from Youngstown, Ohio.
Okay.
So an hour and 15 minutes away from Cleveland.
Okay.
I never been to Cleveland until I went to Cleveland State's orientation for college.
Oh, okay.
So I ended up going to CSU for 4 years, and I got my 4-year bachelor's degree in the arts.
Nice.
Mainly focused on film and digital media.
Okay.
So I graduated last May of 19.
Okay.
So now I still live in Cleveland, but I travel back and forth.
Nice. Okay. So when you, what I do want to make sure we'll go in a little bit more into kind of what you do, what aspects of the job you like most. But I do want to make sure that we come back to talking about kind of the difference between what you learned, what was the proper etiquette, and then what's the on the job training that has taught you. But first off, video projects. What you said you're a freelancer. What kind of stuff do you normally do? What are you kind of known for?
So I do a lot of recaps of events. Small businesses ask me to do little videos for them, kind of like showing their whole store and like what their goals are. And then I also work with a lot of other like video guys and camera people.
Great. So you like the camera work stuff quite a bit, because I was noticing, looking through the stuff, like even you were saying it was early for some of the directing. I mean, there's only maybe there's more stuff out there, but there was a couple that I saw on the Vimeo link, and there's always I'll watch, like, don't take this personally, I'll watch the best movie of the year and I'll still be like, no, they should have done this differently. And as a filmmaker, you probably do the same thing too. But when I was watching, I was like, you know what, the things that I would say to improve on, really none of it touched on the actual like angles and stuff like that. I thought you were doing a really good job with just the camera work with any of the stuff that I saw posted. So that's a good thing to be able to do. Why do you think you were drawn to that element of it?
To camera work?
Yeah.
So when I was younger, I always had this fascination of cameras, but I never knew how to use one. Every time I would look at someone, I'd be like, how are they doing that? Like, I don't know why I thought it was some weird magical technology. But the older I got, I met more people and I just kind of liked it. I like the vision that you can create yourself. I'm a huge fan of angles. I don't like static shots. I'm not a fan of static shots.
That's good. That's good.
Since I moved to Cleveland, I met so many people that I hung out with, and I saw what they did, and I'm like, I could do that. I could do that better. No, but that's
no,
how it started.
That is a good thing to be able to have, though. That bit of competition should be in a lot of the filmmakers, especially right now. We need to be able to, especially while this is just starting to kind of grow and take shape in Cleveland, of like an actual, like, here's a film scene. We're producing these. There's premieres and stuff like that that's happening over the place. So it certainly is one of those things that we need to be competitive, but also at the same time not necessarily competitive of the other person, but more of their work and trying to improve on that. And even the director themselves that would make that product, I'm sure, is going to be doing the same thing of, all right, that's what I did last time. I got to beat me last time too. But
Yeah.
what do you feel like is? It sounds like you have some projects that you did and are in the works. What is your goal with the filmmaking that you do? Where do you want to be at the end of the road when you're lying on your deathbed and somebody comes up to you and says, "What would you say is your greatest accomplishment, Mom?" You're a mom at this point. Mom, what was your greatest accomplishment in the Cleveland film scene? And you're gonna go, and then what words come out of your mouth?
I made a name for myself. I think it would be good. I personally think I have a good reputation, which I think is very important. The fact that I'm younger, but I think I'm doing a lot for my age, I would say I'm proud of myself for that. I stay very humble. I have a great support system. I think making a name for myself and then moving forward and doing what I want to do, because I haven't had the opportunity to travel yet, and I would love to do what I love in different states.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And do you want to be able to? Are you looking to be able to produce any features? You want to keep it with the short film side of things? Where do you feel your heart is at?
So I haven't thought about any features just because I have a lot of multiple like independent jobs.
Okay.
So that's kind of an important thing for where I'm at in my lifetime right now.
Yeah.
In the future, I could see some features. Yeah, okay. But it just depends on the timing and the budget.
Yeah, and
budget scares everyone.
I know. That's what we've been talking. Everybody's got a unique approach to it. There were only a couple guys that I talked to that really had the budget thing pretty down, and they weren't even talking about it at this point, which I think is the goal for a lot of filmmakers, to get to the point in which somebody's coming to you and you aren't even thinking about budget. You can just think about the art, which is obviously a goal to try and attain.
I'm a huge realist.
Yeah.
If you're going to make a good film, you need money. I'm sorry. That's my opinion.
Yes, or you can make trashy films like but no, yeah, everybody's got their different route to be able to get that money. What would you say is your route to be able to find funding for the projects you're doing?
I think that comes down to like a good support system, and there's different ways to fund it, but there's also different ways of marketing yourself. I don't want to like be like, hey, help me with my film. I don't want to take. I want to earn.
Nice.
That's why I consider myself a hard worker. I rather earn my money than be given it. I guess that's
that makes sense. I think we've tried to work that in too, and I think you'll see a lot of a lot of content creators online that are saying the same type of thing, to where they want to be able to not be like, hey, can somebody please pay for this? It'll be really good. I promise you'll be proud that you paid for it, right? They like. The way we've done ours so far is that we've kind of had it grow. We've sold tickets to the film, and we want that to be our base, to be the thing that drives the films. But yeah. So when you create a short film you did one, the Take 19. What is your goal for when you release those? Are you looking for notoriety? You're trying to get those out to film festivals? What are you trying to do?
So with that film, that was done for like a specific competition, so I had some help with that one.
Okay.
That was a fun film because I learned a lot. I took on a bunch of roles, which I usually do, and I like that. But the older that I'm getting, I'm starting to realize that I probably should start narrowing it down and focusing on one. But I think you are your toughest critic, and I'm very hard on myself when it comes to anything.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I think it's looking at that film and taking that film to see what I can do better for my next one. It doesn't matter if it's acting, directing, producing, writing. As long as I feel accomplished that my next one will be better, I'm happy with it. It got a lot of attention. I learned from my mistakes. I think in every film you make, whatever, there's always those little mistakes that you're like, crap, I should have done this. I wish I would have known that. So it's pretty much learning from your past films.
The other angle I want to make sure we talk about while we have you here on the podcast, and I do want to first add, though, that my biggest critic is my mom. That's not true. That's not true. She's very supportive. But one angle is that you do some acting. You do acting in that side of things. What does that... let me rephrase this in a coherent English. I understand just from some projects getting to act in them. I grew up with siblings and all that, we would make these little skits and we'd film them. So I grew up on both sides of the camera. But I know there's a lot of directors that it is shocking as soon as you pull them from behind the camera and try and put them in the frame. Major Hollywood ones too, that you'll see, and it's just like, why would you allow yourself to act in your own film? You're very bad at that. And then there's other ones that are good and have the experience. What do you think that helps? What is that? Do you see that as a good thing, or does it ever hinder you because you feel like you might be able to do it better or something like that? Do you feel having that acting experience helps you as a director, or and how?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Vice versa, absolutely. I think both of them help because that's part of the director's job. You're working with the actors. And that's the thing, when I'm on a short film, I'm trying to think of everything at once. But that's like an issue that I'm working with myself. So with directing, you're solely supposed to work with the actors. So I think that's a huge plus if you have experience doing both. And that's something I'm trying to get better with.
Nice.
So I like working with different directors, so I can see how they do it. I'm a visual learner. I always have been. So I like watching other people and seeing how they direct. You take notes, you might come in handy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good or bad, it's good to watch some of the other people and be able to see that. That's have you ever been able to, like, when some of the larger films come to Cleveland to be able to film some of the Hollywood productions and they shut down a street or whatever? What I'll do is sometimes just like go in as like an extra, try and get a job as like an extra, and then just like watch the director, and I think at a certain point they notice, because there was one in Cleveland that there was a Netflix movie, and the casting director liked me a bit and kept putting me close to the camera. Eventually I think the director noticed I was watching him too much, and he had me go from, I was inside of a bar, and he took me and he placed me not on the sidewalk outside the bar, not in the street, but on the sidewalk across the street from inside the bar. So the continuity was shot, but this guy did not want me in the place. But have you been able to act on other sets and gain knowledge that way as undercover kind of spy route?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've been on a few commercials. I love commercials, and just working on those as like PAs, and it's just an easy access to see like what you're really into. Like I mostly watch the camera and the director and the assistant director. I like ADing as well. But yeah, that's a good opportunity. That's like free knowledge right there, just watching other people. I mean, you might not want to do everything they do, but something you might take out of it.
That's true. No, that's good to learn the yeses and the nos of what they're doing. All right, so rapid fire, last minute. Where can people go watch your projects, and where online can they visit to see some of the work you've done?
Cool. So all my links are on my Facebook. It's just under my name, Jessica Hallis, and then I have an Instagram as well, where I post a lot of like headshots, acting, modeling photos. That's under JR Hallis, so it's just JRHALAS. And then on my Facebook, my Vimeo link, my Instagram, my LinkedIn. What else? What am I missing? YouTube's recently new, but I usually use Vimeo just because I think it's more professional looking.
Whoa, shots fired. All right, cool. And then what would you say to date you're the project that you're the most proud of?
The project that I'm most proud of?
Yeah, if people go from here and watch one project you've done, what would it be?
Oh, jeez. I've
Sorry,
never been asked this one.
Most everybody's like, well, my next one is, and then they promote it. So, but no, I haven't had this be a good question yet. So this is great.
Oh, I'm stumping on this one. Huh. I'm proud of the freelance work that I do.
Nice.
And I would say I have a Porsche video on the car Porsche. I have a video that I did for fun. And I like filming cars. I found that very fun, and so I really enjoy that video.
Nice.
So I kind of want to do some car videos.
Okay, more car videos, send them your way. All right. Well, that's great. Any last words of inspiration to people who are just getting started in the filmmaking scene, and you'd want to inspire them? Okay, so this is I'm building it up more so that you have more time to prepare right now. But just your quick little hit, what would you say to inspire those filmmakers at home? Go.
I wouldn't back down. I don't care how old you are. If you're young, you're older, I'd say go for it. And if you're a woman, keep going for it. Don't think you're at the bottom, because you're not. because you're starting to go up to the top now, and that's where I want to go, and I'm going to go there. So don't get discouraged. That's a big thing. Do not compete with other people. You're competing with yourself.
All right. Thank you for coming on the show today. Thank you for a riveting interview and the information that you're able to give us. Yeah, that's all. All right. Thanks for coming on the show today. I'm shutting off the cameras. End of the podcast.